Hello, hello, hello. I'm super excited to be here with Girls Night In Online, presenting Aligning and Energizing Your Life with Color. Now, if I look familiar to you, you might have taken my morning Pilates class on Mondays with Girls Night In Online. And if I don't look familiar to you, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ava Adams, and I'm an energy facilitator as well as a health and wellness coach, a certified health and wellness coach. I also own and operate a crystal mineral boutique in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania called Violets in Bloom. So I spend a lot of my time talking about energy, and one of the modalities and methods that I use is vibrating my life, or making a life a vibration with color. So my presentation today is all about that. All right, I'm going to start and share my screen. Now, while I share my screen, it's going to just take me a little bit. What I'd like for you to do, I'd like to invite you to pop into the chat and just tell me what your favorite color is. Go ahead and do that right now. My favorite color, by the way, is violet. Thus the name Violets in Bloom, the business name that I have. Okay, if you can see the screen, it should say Energize Your Life with Color with me, Ava. And the colors that you just put in, your favorite colors, we're going to be going through the rainbow colors and then the basic colors like white or the absence of color like black. And then there's certain characteristics that are tied in with colors. We'll talk a little bit about that. Then we'll move into how you can utilize color to make your life more meaningful, more purposeful, more energetic. And then we'll talk about how you can use the senses to also feel color, see color, naturally, of course, taste color, smell color, and what's the last one? See, taste, smell, feel, and feel color. All right, so characteristics of color. I assigned these all with an energy term. So when we look to the far left, the top left, you'll see that red is considered your action energy. With the red colors, we are often thinking about things like assertiveness. Your desire and passion is linked with the color red. Red can be a sense of alert when you think about a red fire engine going back or going by, or a red stop sign. So it can be a call to action or a call to stop action. So it's a color that really gets your attention. Underneath that, you see your orange. I call that creative energy color. So an orange color will bring about things like courage and enthusiasm. It's a fun color. Whenever anyone chooses to wear the color orange, they're never really having a bad day when they do that, or they have a big sense of humor when they do that. I don't think anybody can truly wear orange and feel mad about it. In the middle, you have your green. I call that harmony energy. Green colors bring about nurturing, abundance, and overall health. When you are utilizing the color greens, think of it as somewhat of a new birth. You know, the brown earth will bring about vegetation, which is primarily green, the grass that grows. So it's a nurturing, soothing kind of color, one that creates abundance and, again, health, new birth. Your yellow would be joyful energy, just like the yellow sun. It's uplifting. It can cause you to feel brighter inside. It's also an encouraging kind of color. Look at that. There's a little typo there. We're encouraging, but I'm not mad about it because I feel bright like the yellow sun. Anyway, yellow is a joyful energy. If we go to the top right, you'll see that the light blue gives you peaceful energy. We can think about things like a clear blue sky. Blue is really calming. It's also a sign of good communication, and it's also soothing. Think about it being a serenity-based color, very soothing. Now, your deeper blue, your royal blue, is trusting energy. You'll find wisdom assigned with blue. Honesty, coming in first place, getting the blue ribbon. A sense of authority is often linked with the color blue, that deeper blue, that royal blue. And now as we get to the bottom, my personal favorite color is inspirational energy when it comes to the purple or the violet color. You'll find a lot of spirituality linked with violet. You'll find it to be an inspiring color. A sense of enlightenment is sometimes linked with the color violet. And it's also based on individuality with that. So if somebody's choosing to wear violet or plum or even lavender, they're really reflecting an individual mindset to do that. So if any of these colors happen to be your own personal favorite, maybe there's some links to your own personal characteristics with them. I'll be interested to see what the favorite colors are as they pop up in the comment box. But moving on, we have other colors to get through. Characteristics of these colors. So when we talk about the color brown, we're at the top left. That's your earth energy. That's where you find a lot of grounding and stability. It's a supportive color. I mentioned the grass underneath your feet as far as the nurturing energy of green. When we talk about earth energy, we're talking about things that are stable. So the green grass goes from the foundation of the earth itself, which is brown. And then we have our pink, which is a compassionate-based energy. You'll find feelings of hopefulness, romance, compassion, love, a sweet feeling. Those are all associated with the color pink. To the bottom middle, you'll see silver or gray. All depends what your monitor is producing. That's a dignified energy. Oftentimes, it's a feeling of being neutral, or sometimes we assign gray or silver with maturity. It can also be a very elegant color. So gray is that bottom middle right there. Now your black is protective energy. Black is sometimes considered the absence of color. It can be noted in characteristics like strength. It can have a mysterious element to it. It also is a strong sense of power. I like to think of black as your armor, your shield that we sometimes need to just reflect or deflect energy that doesn't serve us best. So that black is considered a very protective energy. And then the last one is white, and that's pure energy. It's a classic color. Pure, sometimes you'll find a lot of cleanness or clarity with the color white. It's also a surrendering based color. So that white and the black, they often offset each other. You have the protection of the black and the clarity and the cleanness and the classic feeling that white will give you. Okay, so those are all the characteristics of quite a few colors. And then we have colors that interplay and intermix, but those are the ones that we're going to be discussing today. So how to be more colorful in your life, how to use all of your five senses to feel, smell, touch, and see color more vibrantly. Let's just go ahead and get into that. All right, here's another question. When you look at this screen, what's the first thing that pops out of you, pops out at you? You can put that in the comments also. What's the first thing that you see on this screen? Typically, someone will look at the screen and see the top box, the red box that says the word yes. And the reason for that is because we had mentioned that red is an action-oriented, energetic color. So our eyes are drawn to something that's very vibrant and bright. And that feeling of being drawn to color can also impact how you live your life and the purpose that you deem for your life. So some colors give us a sense of urgency, serenity, calmness. Blues, purples, and greens are the cooler colors. So they're always going to, or typically, they will make you feel serenity, calm, nurturing, those kind of elements. So when we see them visually, they can soothe us. Some colors will induce more excitement in our lives. You know, the color red, you might have noticed that the first thing that you saw on the screen. They can give excitement, passion. They can even stimulate things like hunger. They sometimes can signify danger. Red, orange, and yellow are known as the warm colors. Certain colors also have universal significance. So when we think about people that are living all over the world, right? there is a synergy that has to do with color too, no matter where you are. And it has a lot to do with our reptilian brain and nurturing and what we feel color represents to us as a whole. So universally, oftentimes when we look at a bed of water and the water is calm and still, or even if there's rolling waves, we start to feel movement in our body, movement within its stillness, right? And you'll start to feel more serene when you're looking at a large body of water that doesn't appear threatening, of course. Also, the color of the sand, playing with the sky above on the horizon, that universally will make us all feel more relaxed and at peace. So there is something to do with those kind of universal significance, and that's located in the reptilian brain, where it just gives us an instinctive feeling of peace or an instinctive feeling of emergency, like the color red. And that's why those things are highlighted. Speaking of the color red, those things are indicated when it comes to stop signs and traffic lights and emergency oriented vehicles, like I had mentioned, a fire engine. Now take for instance, say one day, and I'm only talking about stateside here, we operate with stop signs in the hexagon stop sign with the red stop word printed on it. The stop word is in white, the sign overall is red, so it's the dominant color red. Now say one day that stop sign was completely the same stop letters, same letters written in white, same hexagon shape, but what if the color was green instead of red? We'd have such an abundance of accidents because we're so used to noticing red as a sign of action or inaction. Remember, it's a sign to stop as well. So we're so used to seeing things as they are in color that we get used to it. So if something were to change and all these stop signs automatically were green, but the word stop was still there, it'd be almost chaos. So there is something to be said with having that nurturing growing up, knowing what colors mean to us as a part of our lives. So if you wanted to see color and use it as a form of creating or deepening your vibration, how high you're functioning energetically, you can use visualizations that can soothe and soothe your soul. So right now we're at in the midst of still very much dealing with the results of the pandemic. The coronavirus turned into the stream of COVID. So in the beginning, when we were all dealing in early March, and we were all learning what the coronavirus was and how it was affecting all of us, there was times that, was very upsetting. I had just recently opened Violets in Bloom at the time. I opened March 7th. And I was told I needed to close March 13th. And I was devastated by that. But one of the things that did help me was using visualizations and also getting dressed every day, waking up, no matter if I had nowhere to go or just downstairs in my living room area, I made sure I chose a color. I made sure that I did my visualizations, and it really did truly help. So one of the things when we're faced with adversity is visualizing things like a sandy shore and the color that's associated with the beach and the color of the sky above on a very clear day, and just washing those feelings of anxiety or stress or hopelessness away. So you can visualize those colors and visualize that scene, and it will, hopefully, it does for me, help you feel more soothed during the state of adversity. So you can always utilize color and visualization that way. Now, the other senses are a little bit more tricky. How do you hear or speak color? This is one of my favorite ways to make your life more vibrant. Speaking color into conversations is uniquely different. The way you speak to a loved one or a friend or even colleagues, if you start to pepper in color language, it takes it on a whole nother emotional level for you and for that person in front of you. It will capture their attention quickly. Well-chosen color words may reduce the time it takes to convey a message, as well as causing them to hear you or hear your message in a different way as well. So speak and hear color. Let me explain how. So on the top left, if you're dealing with a loved one, and I'm talking about a soulmate or someone that you are uniquely with in a romantic sense, you can choose to use the color language by saying something like, "Hey babe, I was really red hot for you last night." Now, even if that's not your normal speech pattern, but you try it on, you're going to get your loved one's attention in a different way. They're going to stop and hear it in a different way if you're not using color. So try it on for size, speak color, and just utilize that way to describe how you're feeling. That's speaking color. Another example of that is the middle part and the left. I'm so blue without you. Right now, we're still maybe not seeing all of our loved ones as frequently as we're used to. So when we have to speak to them, oftentimes it's through the method like Zoom or text messaging. Feel free to speak color language. I'm so blue without you. I miss you so much. Can't wait to see you again. But utilizing that color, we all know what blue means. And blue means I'm sad without you. And that just conveys it in a different way. How about the bottom left? I love how you make me feel. So sunny and warm, just like the color yellow. Hearing that brings about another energy, right? You really feel someone's energy when they describe it with color like that. It causes you to notice that more. I love how you make me feel. So sunny, so warm, just like the color yellow. And then finally, if you wanted to try on something else, you can speak to your own self and tap into your own energy when you need it. You can use color language to come up with mantra statements for yourself. I am just like the color brown, stable and secure. I have more than enough knowledge of who I am. So you can always link color language to tap into your energy and give it some goodness and some love and some attention. So that's how you hear and speak color using that sense. Let's talk about the next sense. How do you feel? How do you touch color? Well, we can literally and figuratively do that. And I'm excited to talk about that. Things like going barefoot, taking your time to feel the colors of the earth, and acknowledging the earth underneath your feet, that's a way to feel brown and green. That's a way to feel the suppleness of what green, remember green is the nurturing color. A lot of things are birthed out of the color green. That's how you feel life with the blades of grass underneath your feet. And while we're in the midst of transition into fall, you can acknowledge the cycle of life with the leaves changing color, just taking time to feel the energy of the world around us. And you know, as humans, we often get lost in the creation of man. Well, all man-made color is synthetic. All colors naturally come from the earth itself. And when we think about where color comes from, it comes from the vegetation, it comes from plant life, flowers. And did you know that colors have been synthetically produced by stones, by crystal minerals? They are the natural colors of the earth. They have been crushed down and mixed to create the artificial colors that don our walls and paint our cars and are interwoven and dyed into our fabrics. So feeling color is acknowledging the nature all around you. You can relate those physical feelings to how you want to feel inside as well. If you currently feel down and you want to experience a newness to life, go ahead and plant your feet on the side on the earth. You can also use it as a way to feel and reach your health goals. So if you want to feel better about yourself, think about the health impact you would feel with the color green. Taste and smell color. That's unique, right? How do you taste and you smell color? Well, you can identify the colors of foods with the emotions that you feel and the fragrances that you smell with the foods. When you're eating an orange, really think about the fragrance that it's giving off. Does it make you feel more alive, more alert? Do you feel more energized when you're eating citrus fruits? That's how you taste and smell color. Notice the aroma of coffee. That's very distinct. So when you're drinking your coffee, does it make you feel more grounded? That's a connection in the color brown, the stability and the grounding that you feel. So that's how you can taste color. Taking time to just sit there with your coffee, and by all means, it's not a meditation, but it can be a sense of a meditative moment. Just taking the time to enjoy that sip of color, the sip of coffee, the whole coffee cup, and enjoying that experience and knowing that the coffee grounds are maybe creating some more grounding that you need to get throughout your day. Does it allow you to feel more powerful enough to control your day? How does the smell of roses make you feel? Does it make you feel more energetic? Does it make you feel more nurtured? Or does it create a sweetness in your life? Does it maybe make you feel more loving or compassionate? So relaying these senses to colors and the physical aspects that they bring into your life will create excitement and energizing your life. So that's how you can feel, hear, speak, taste, and smell color. So those are my tips for making a colorful life and creating a sense of vibrancy with it. Now, when we talk about purposefulness, let me stop sharing my screen to come back out to you. I like to check the chat and see what everyone's favorite color is. So let me just do a little quick, and then we'll talk about more about how you can use those colors purposefully. So people are saying orange and pink, coppers, love that, jewel tones. We'd even talk about that. But when we talk about utilizing color, some of the ways that you can add more purpose and meaning to your day is to select what color you're going to select the characteristic that you want to embody that day. And although your favorite color might not be the color that you choose to wear, oftentimes we get stuck into wearing more neutral things, especially as we age up. The more we age and grow, we seem to fall into these constructs of not being able to wear neon colors or anything metallic. Hopefully you don't feel that way, but a lot of times society causes us to feel that way. But if you want to create more purpose to your life, you can always add that vibrancy and have color around you. Not only just tasting, smelling, and enjoying those things that have that vibrant color to it, you can be the color. If orange is your favorite color and those characteristics of joy and passion spoke to you, and you're like, you know what, I never associated that with why I like orange. Well, decide that you want to be orange for the day. Decide that you want to be green and present a more nurturing self for the day. And having that reminder that green is your nurturing energetic color, that might cause you to be green with others and feel green. Knowing that Black is a color of protection and power, you might decide to walk around and embody that feeling just with the knowledge of Black is exactly that. So play around with the color and the characteristics, and you can take on a new characteristic and wear that and be whoever that is for you in that moment. And that increases your vibration. So that's pretty much my presentation on colors. If there's any questions, I'd love to be here to answer them. Comments are great too.
You have a couple in the chat, Ava.
Oh, I need to check the chat. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and do that. Can we talk a little bit about using color in rooms and what's the best for children? Okay, so I would think by all means, the color education that I had is rooted in energy work. You might have heard the term chakras. So those are more about energy levels. But when we're talking, so I don't have interior design. That's the point I'm trying to meet. And there is a whole nother education field when it comes to choosing colors for businesses, what speaks to your industry, choosing colors for your own personal environment space. But if I'd like to share an opinion, usually children are really wise about what it is that speaks to them. I would ask your child what color they would like to have their room painted. And if it doesn't really speak to you as their authority or as their guardian or their parent, then maybe you can find a happy medium and place certain things in the room based upon their favorite color. But I would think soothing colors like blues, lighter shades, the more paler shades are usually colors that are soothing. Oftentimes children have fear of dark just because they're small. So maybe more lighter colors would be a wonderful way to create an environment of soothing environment for them. Hopefully that answered your question well enough. Do you think you can tell something about a person if they go into a meeting and they are wearing a certain color? Absolutely. The color characteristics that we talked about really will kind of dictate can shine a light on someone's confident levels, on someone, whether or not they're feeling like if somebody's receiving them as being overbearing or underwhelming. So if somebody goes into an interview and they're wearing, a beige color, there's a different level of vibrancy assigned to that. So if you see the beige curtain behind me, it's very neutral. So that person is presenting a neutral face to the company and during an interview process, which may get them the job depending upon the description of the job itself. So if they're looking for managers or someone that's having a deeper authority level to that work, it may speak against them in that sense. Colors that look a little bit more authoritative would be more like a navy blue, or something that is even a green, like a nice green color, also speaks to wanting a position in life. But it doesn't look like it's too authoritative, like the color red. It wouldn't be the best idea to show up at an interview wearing a red suit. But if you were giving a presentation and you were an authoritative voice over a conversation, wearing a red power suit wouldn't be harmful. So it all depends who your audience is and when you're choosing a color. So hopefully that answered that question. How did you get started in this industry? What training did you get? Thank you very much for that. Okay, so I took a Color Matters course, and I knew someone was going to ask me that, and I wanted to give the website to where I took this course. Just give me 1 second, because I call it Colors Matter. That's the educational course I took, but that's not necessarily the website in which you take the course. Just give me 1 second. I'll pull it up right away, because I said, you know what, I need to have this near me for the person that may want to take the same course that I did. And that website is colorsmatter.think.com. Hopefully that can be put into the chat. Let me pull it up again, just to make sure I gave you the right thing. Sometimes these are pseudo links. But I took a course called The Psychology of Color Symbolism. That's the course I took so I can help other people learn what characteristics colors are and what they embody. And it's colormatters.think.com. That's a whole mouthful. Colors Matter. I'll type it in the chat myself. Hold on. Colors Matter. Somebody's doing it. colorsmatter.think.com. If you like to take the same course I did, it's wonderful. It's self-paced, and it's called the psychology. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't talk today. I think the nerves are getting to me a little bit, although I'm wearing lavender. The Psychology of Color Symbolism. That's the course that I took, along with my coursework in Reiki 1 and 2. They fuel together pretty nicely, as well as the Christology courses I took. They all fuse and interplay very nicely with each other. So when I'm talking about crystal mineral energy, because color synthetically came from crystal minerals and some herbs and plants, but largely crystal minerals that were crushed, it really helps me to explain why someone might be drawn to a certain color. Hopefully that answered that for you too with the educational background. colorsmatter.think.ifc. Let me type it in myself because it's right here in front of me. colormatters.think.ifc.com. That's for everybody that's interested in that. There it is. Okay, let's see what else. Should you try to wear just one color or wear more than one color? And how do you balance 7 chakras with colors? Can you do a fast review on taste, smell, color? Sure. Okay, first question was, should you try to wear just one color or wear more than one color? Wear whatever the heck you want and that makes you feel good. I wouldn't try to wear a whole bunch of colors if you're not used to it, because you don't want to go outside and have an experience that's negative if you don't feel a sense of confidence enough. And then you might want to work energetically with the colors inside the body. Somebody asked about chakra, 7 chakra colors, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So there's an internal sense of color that runs through our energy meridians that's also assigned to color. And then there's a set of colors that are the same as your energetic chakras that move out about 6 feet out from you. So you have energetic colors moving up through the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then you have those same 7 colors radiating out 6 feet from around you. Energetic colors running up and down are energy meridians called chakras. Chakras is an Indian term. Energy coming out from the sides of you are called auras. And it all depends what you're radiating out. If you're really operating from a heartfelt sense, or if you have a strong voice, your colors that radiate out from you might be green or blue. Blue is the color of communication. And then that green is the color of feeling heartfelt, nurturing. So if somebody is a really nurturing person, if somebody has a strong voice, they might have a blue and green aura. Now, all of these things aren't scientifically proven, but they are universally. There's always somewhere, someone in some country that universally will say that I see aura and this is what I see. So when it comes to metaphysical things that can't be proven but are deeply felt, that belongs in that kind of science. So you have colors radiating out from you, and you have colors radiating up and down from you. Typically, someone will have red and orange colors that radiate out from them first, because those colors are our root and our abdominal or sacrum or pelvic colors. And we often operate from those positions of energy in life. So back to wearing multiple colors. If you're not feeling comfortable in your energetic body with wearing multiple colors, try a few or 1 or 2 at a time and see how you feel with that. And if you feel like donning more colors, I wore like all 7 colors of the rainbow on Saturday. I had an event and I really wanted to feel balanced. So I wore a multicolored dress. I felt like, from a Christian standpoint, I felt like Joseph's coat of many colors that day, but I felt great at the same time. I felt really balanced. So it all depends how you want to feel when it comes to wearing colors. So do what you feel comfortable with. How do you balance 7 chakras with colors? Balancing the colors is really to energetically make sure that you are starting at your root, your sense of security. The color red, we talked about it being an action-oriented color, right? So if you're feeling like your red energy is being tampered with, you're not going to feel so secure in things that are stable for you. We also mentioned red and brown being the stable colors, black being a protective color. Those 3 colors are all associated with grounding energy. Remember, brown is the color of the earth. The nurturing is the green that comes out of it, right? The serenity is the blue sky. What brings life is the vibrancy of this color yellow, the sun. So if the ground is not secure enough for you, your red, your brown, your black colors, then you really want to work on those characteristics. Are you feeling safe and secure in your life? Are you feeling like your job is secure? Do you feel like you have enough money? Do you feel that your relationships are where they need to be in the sense of security physically? We're not talking about emotions yet. If those things aren't necessarily good for you, then working at aligning yourself with support and help in those ways are paramount for balancing out that energetic level, because that energy is off if it's being tampered with. All right, your job's good. Your sense of security is good with your home. You feel like you can afford where you live. You got your car, you got whatever. Even if you don't have a car, you have transportation means, even if you don't need it, everything's secure. Then you would be operating on your next level of passion, the orange, the joy. If you feel like you're living a purposeful life and you're living a passionate life, then you're balanced there pretty much. Whether or not sometimes you have a bad day, we're not talking about that. We're talking about balancing an orange level, chakra level would be your pelvis. What you want from the hip, what you want from the pelvis. Are you getting that? Are you satisfied? Then you need to work with that orange energy a little bit more. Find ways to reinvent yourself. Find ways to live creatively. Find ways to feel more passionate about life. Get some support and help in that if you need it. Then you're talking about emotions as we go up to yellow energy. Yellow energy is your sense of security when it comes to feeling confident and feeling courageous. The low vibration of yellow is fear. There's a high vibration to colors and a low vibration. So your low vibration color when it comes to yellow is, oh, you're a yellow belly. Oh, you're a chicken. I know those sound immature, but those things are there for a reason. People say those things for a reason because yellow is a sign on an energetic level of courage, being courageous, being confident. And when we feel a lack of that, it's either because of fear or a feeling that's associated with trauma, a lack of nurturing, or over nurturing, over being overly stimulated and not necessarily learning how to deal with emotions, or it's just trauma from something we've experienced, whether it is in your past or trauma that you presently are experiencing today as a result of something in your past or a relationship that you're dealing with at the moment. That's where help and support would be important. And if you wanted to do some work on that on your own, that's where you would need to sit and be with yourself and really figure things out. All right, so that's your orange energy when it comes to the chakras. Then we're talking about the green energy, the heart center. That's how we feel we nurture others. That's how we nurture ourselves. That's how we become our own best parents. That's how we begin to show gratitude. The color green is abundance. I mentioned that before, but it doesn't necessarily mean financial abundance, although it is assigned to that because here in the United States, we assign money, paper money to the color green. So that's always going to be in the background. But green is your go energy also. So if we are leading with our heart and vibrating in the highest forms of green, we're practicing gratitude, we're practicing new birth, we're practicing heartfelt love. Low vibration for green is green with envy, feeling jealous of others, coveting what somebody else may have. Let me move a little quicker. Your blue energy, remember, it's the energy of communication. Blue is the color of serenity, calm, and peace. When you're feeling calm, when you're feeling serene, when you're feeling peaceful, your vibration kind of speaks to that. When you're operating on a good emotional level also, you won't feel the sense of nerves too much. Now, remember, I said I was feeling a little bit nervous at first, just because I was tripping over my words a little bit. That's just because of the environment of, being the first time here at Girls Night Online, not so much working in the capacity of Pilates. But once I got out of that and stopped being in my head, I think I'm able to speak a little bit more effectively and feel a little bit more calm and peaceful and serene. So when you are feeling out of whack with that, usually your vibration will give that away as far as your voice. There's a level of nervousness or an inauthentic voice that you're using. Maybe it's higher pitch, maybe it's lower pitch, but there's usually it's indicative of the vibration of your voice. Dark blue, indigo, is your seat of consciousness, your pineal gland, your third eye. Some people say, I say third eye. That's how you feel and how you see things. If you see things very clearly, if you see things with depth, and if you're seeing the bigger picture in life, you're not operating with an ego. That's your third eye, your blue, your indigo, your dark blue color. And then you have enlightenment, the crown, where you're operating on a high level for the good of everyone involved. And that's your enlightenment, your spirituality, your sense of purpose and the purpose for us all, vibrating on the good of us all. So that's how you can align your chakras. I know that was a long-winded answer. So a fast review of taste, smell, color, smelling the coffee, assigning that with grounding, tasting citrus fruits, assigning that with, something like energizing, or even something spicy is giving you energy. Noticing if things taste sour, try to operate on things that taste more sweet, or, just aligning the color that you see in front of you with the taste that you're experiencing, and living a life based upon those characteristics. If you want to live an energetic life and feel strong, or not strong, but utilize those color palettes that you get from food, the stability of like the coffee and the energetic feelings that you get when you have an orange. So that's more a fast thing about taste, smell, and color. Can I read people's auras? That would be more seeing people's aura. If you see an aura, then you can assign it to color characteristics. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. She gave me some encouragement and said that I was doing great. I feel that energy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, Girls Night In Online, for allowing me to hold space for people to hear more about color. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, feel free to visit myvioletsandbloom.com. The studio is called Violets in Bloom, but the web address is myvioletsandbloom.com, because I think a florist taught violets in bloom a long time ago. So it was wonderful, wonderful to sit and hold space for you guys. And thank you for making it easy for me.